Have you ever been in a room full of people, but felt like no one could actually see you? Like you were surrounded by voices, but none of them spoke to you? Have you ever smiled so hard your face hurt, just to hide the fact that inside you were breaking into 1,000 silent pieces? You keep showing up, don't you? Pretending, laughing, holding it all together with invisible thread. But behind closed doors, it's different. You sit with yourself and the weight hits you. The phone's quiet. The messages stopped. The people who once swore they'd be there have gone ghost. And suddenly, that silence becomes louder than any scream. Life doesn't pause when your heart shatters. It doesn't send a warning before it burns you. People move on. They forget. They focus on their own pain, their own hustle, their own chaos. And there you are, left with your thoughts, your scars, your questions. That's when it really hits. No one's coming, no one's checking in, not because they're heartless, but because they're fighting their own war. And that truth? It's sharp. It cuts through your illusions like a blade. You realize no one cares the way you thought they would. And that realization, it can either crush your soul or forge you into something unbreakable. This is where Stoicism steps in, not with empty comfort, but with unfiltered truth. It doesn't tell you to wait for a hero. It tells you to be one. Seneca once said, "A man is unhappy, though he reign the world, if he does not consider himself happy." You can have the followers, the job, the body, the status, even fake love that looks real from a distance. But if your soul is starving for purpose, if your strength depends on someone else noticing your pain, you'll always feel hollow. Stoicism teaches you to carry your load, not because life is fair, but because it's your damn responsibility. That's where real strength comes from, not comfort. Clarity. Cold, clean, brutal clarity. Maybe you've been sitting too long, waiting for someone to rewrite your story, waiting for the closure, the apology, the recognition. But that wait? That's a slow death. It keeps you stuck, angry, bitter. You start building castles in your head hoping someone will come live in them. But nobody's coming. The key, it's already in your hand. You don't need a rescue. You need a ruthless decision. One that says, I stop begging. I stop hoping. I start building. What you're about to hear in this video, it's not sugar-coated. It won't hold your hand, but it will wake you the hell up. Because we're diving deep into 5 brutal, raw, emotionally charged Stoic truths that will shake your soul and set it straight. This isn't for the faint-hearted. This is for the one who's been pretending for too long, the one who's tired of being silent, the one who's ready to feel seen, not by others, but by themselves. If you've ever felt like your worth went unnoticed, this is for you. If you've ever cried without a sound, this is yours. If you're sick of being the strong one in silence, then lean the hell in. Like this video if you're done faking smiles. Comment if you've carried more than people will ever know. Subscribe if you're ready to stop waiting for life to be kind. And whatever you do, don't skip a second, because what's coming next might just be the mirror you needed to finally break free. Now let's dive in. Number 1. Stop expecting rescue. You are the rescue. There's a moment in your life when everything shatters. You don't hear it, you feel it. The instant your knees buckle beneath you, when the weight of the world crashes down, and you find yourself staring at the floor, gasping for air. No dramatic lighting, no soundtrack to your pain. Just the rawness of it. Like you're trapped in your own skin, in your own head, and there's nothing left to grab onto. You reach for your phone, thinking someone, anyone might reach out. You see empty messages, unread texts and names on your screen that once promised you something, and that's when it hits you, the gut punch that sends a wave through your body. No one is coming, no one's picking up the pieces, no one's riding in on a white horse. It's just you. It's always been just you. And in that moment, you have two choices: sink under the weight of your fears, or stand up and own the damn weight of your own life. When Stoicism speaks, it's not telling you to numb out, to act like a robot with no heart. It's telling you to wake the hell up, because you've been asleep for too long, waiting for someone to fix things. Epictetus wasn't some man in a robe whispering nice words about peace. He was screaming at you to stop waiting for everything to fall into place. He said, "Don't hope for things to happen the way you want. Instead, make peace with the way they will unfold." That's not detachment. It's power. Real power. The kind of power that doesn't bend when life throws its worst at you. The kind of power that gets down in the mud, punches back and says, "I'm not waiting for rescue. I am the rescue." Every time you've cried in silence, like no one was watching, you've been training. Every unanswered message, every ghosting, every empty conversation has been resistance building your strength. People tell you that you need to be saved. They tell you to wait for the cavalry to ride in. But you've been blind all along. The cavalry's already here. It's you. It was always you. The pain, the struggle, the moments you thought you couldn't take another breath, those weren't your breaking points. Those were your forge moments, the fire you've been avoiding. It's what's going to shape you into something stronger than you ever imagined. Think about it. How many times did you beg the universe to make things easy, to stop throwing curveballs at you? And yet, when the storm passed, didn't you feel a little invincible? You realized that those people who left when you needed them most, they didn't leave you broken. They gave you freedom. They cleared space for you to find your own feet, your own way, your own strength. When you stop depending on people to show up and start depending on yourself, you realize there's no one in the world more loyal than your own heart. People will disappoint you. Life will knock you down. But you are your own guarantee. Now picture this. You're standing alone in a pitch-black forest. Nothing but the sharp scent of pine in the air, a cold wind whipping around you. You look around and there's no one. It's just you. You've been abandoned by everyone and everything. But in your hand you have a match, just one. The spark is small, but you strike it anyway. That flame, that's your strength. It wasn't a savior that you were waiting for. It was that tiny fire in you that you kept trying to ignore. And the moment you lit that match, you saw. You didn't need someone to light the way. You were the damn light all along. The path was never lost. It was waiting for you to see it. And now, with that flame in your hand, you step forward. One step, then another. Each step burning brighter, stronger. The forest around you isn't dark anymore. It's alive with the light of your own power. You start realizing you don't need to chase the light. You are the light. You're not here to follow anyone's footsteps. You're here to blaze your own trail. The moment you stopped waiting for someone to fix you, you realized you were already whole. You didn't need anyone to show up. You needed to show up for yourself. You needed to stop begging, stop hoping, stop wishing. You needed to wake up and take charge of your own damn life. So let them forget you. Let them fall away like dead leaves. Let them vanish when it gets too real, when they can't stand the heat of your fire. Because in their absence, you found your presence. In the silence of their departure, you found your voice. The world doesn't owe you anything. But here's the truth. Neither do you owe anyone else the right to save you. You're not waiting for a hero. You are the hero. You always were. You are the storm and the calm. You are the beginning, the middle, and the end of your story. Don't just survive. Rise from the ashes and show this world exactly who you are. Number 2. Stop explaining yourself. Heal in silence. You don't owe the world a damn thing. Not your explanations, not your justifications, and certainly not your pain wrapped up in paragraphs. The moment you start to explain why you've pulled back, why you're quieter than before, why you've become the version of yourself that doesn't bend for anyone anymore, that's when they start talking. They look at you like you're the one who changed, the one who's become distant. But here's the truth you don't want to hear. You didn't change. You simply stopped explaining the wounds to people who kept reopening them. You stopped shrinking yourself to fit their comfort zones. The Stoics. They understood the power of action. Marcus Aurelius didn't waste his time pleading for validation, and neither should you. He wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one." That's your healing right there. You don't have to justify your silence. You don't have to prove your distance. Your silence isn't weakness. It's the calm after the storm. Your boundaries aren't aggression. They're a shield you built out of necessity. Sometimes the loudest message you can send is the one you don't say. Here's something you need to understand. You don't need them to understand your pain. You don't need them to feel your grief, your sleepless nights, or the chaos that's raging inside you. Your healing doesn't require their applause. They don't need to see the blood, the sweat, the tears, or the battle scars you carry, because you're not doing this for them. You're doing it for you. And you owe yourself one thing: peace. True peace. And often peace comes when you stop defending yourself to people who don't deserve the truth of your journey. The moment you realize that your growth doesn't need a crowd cheering you on, that's when you level up. You start walking a new path, one you don't need to explain. You're not obligated to show them how much you've changed, how far you've come. The changes speak for themselves. Let them wonder. Let them judge. Because in that silence, you're constructing a fortress. You're rebuilding. You're reconfiguring the very foundation of who you are, quietly, patiently, and unapologetically. And when the storm clears, they won't recognize the new you. Now close your eyes and imagine this. You're in a library, surrounded by walls lined with old books. Each shelf stacked with memories, stories, experiences you've outgrown. There's nothing more to say about them. You don't need to burn the books or carry them around for others to read. You simply close them, one by one. You put them on a shelf where they belong and move on to the next aisle. It's silent, it's strong, it's untouchable. Not because you're hiding, because you're honoring your evolution. Let them misunderstand. Let them gossip. Let them chalk up your silence to bitterness, to anger or resentment. Let them. Because the truth is, your silence is building something they'll never see. You're rewriting your inner world, piece by piece, day by day. And when the dust settles, you'll emerge as something more than they ever imagined. You weren't made to fit into their tiny, limited vision of who you should be. They couldn't understand the depth of your healing, even if they tried. They only knew the broken chapters of your life, the ones they think define you. But they don't. You've moved on. You've closed the door on who you were. And now you walk like a warrior whose scars are buried beneath a cloak of peace, strength, and quiet confidence. Heal in silence. Let your actions speak louder than your words. Rebuild in the shadows where your true power grows. And walk through the world like you've already won. Because, in the end, It's not their approval that matters. It's yours. Number 3. Stop seeking closure. Move without permission. There's a lie you've been fed, a dangerous one. Closure. This idea that someone else needs to hand it to you, needs to apologize, explain themselves, or finally give you the truth. You've been waiting for texts that never come. You've rehearsed what you'd say if they ever reached out, imagining how it would feel to hear the apology, the confession, the explanation. But here's the truth. They won't reach out. And even if they do, it won't be what you needed. It will never be enough, because closure is not something you get from others. It's something you give yourself. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." That's the essence of power. The control lies not in waiting for others to make things right, but in how you choose to respond to the pain, the abandonment, the confusion. When they walk away without a word, when they ghost you, lie, manipulate, or abandon, your power is still in your hands. You hold the reins. Stop chasing after answers that won't come. Stop refreshing your messages, waiting for a response that's never going to make you feel better. You're no longer looking for truth. You're looking for validation, a temporary fix to a wound that needs to heal. Imagine this. You're holding a key, thinking it will unlock their heart, their words, their remorse. But that key was never meant to open their door. It was meant to open yours. It's time to stop wasting energy trying to find closure in places it doesn't exist. That key opens the door to your freedom. The moment you use it, not to go back to them, not to rekindle something that's already died, but to walk away and leave it behind, that's when you claim your power. Your freedom is not in their hands. It's in your courage to move forward without needing answers, without needing their validation. You don't need a neat ending to begin again. Not every chapter wraps up with closure. Some doors close without a sound, and some people leave without giving you the finality you crave. But that's life. And your power lies in how you walk forward anyway. You don't get closure from the ones who hurt you. You get it by refusing to let them control your next move. It's in your decision to heal, to grow, to evolve, without their permission, without their approval. Stop checking who watches your stories. Stop rereading old conversations. Stop holding on to the illusion that there's a perfect moment when they'll admit their mistakes, when they'll finally understand the damage they caused. That moment, it may never come. And if you keep waiting for it, you'll keep putting your life on hold. But here's the real truth. Your moment of closure is already here. It's the moment you decide that you're done waiting, done chasing. It's the moment you stop seeking answers from people who can't give them and start seeking the freedom that lies in your own ability to move forward. Closure isn't owed to you. It's something you claim for yourself, and you're the only one who can give it. Move without permission. Heal without apology, grow without warning. Number 4. Stop expecting support. They won't cheer until you win. The truth that most people can't stomach. No one is going to cheer for you while you're climbing. You'll put in the work day after day, and they'll scroll right past your progress. They won't even stop to check on you. You're invisible. Your hustle, quiet, your grind, unnoticed. And when they finally see you rising, when your name is on lips, when your peace roars louder than your pain, when your silence becomes success, that's when they'll start clapping. But until then, you're on your own. And that stings, doesn't it? Seneca nailed it when he said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more. That is poor." Wanting constant validation from the world, wanting everyone's encouragement, attention, and praise. That craving is a trap. It will keep you spiritually bankrupt. Every time someone doesn't match your intensity, you'll feel like you're drowning in abandonment. But here's the bitter pill you need to swallow. Most people only love you when it benefits them. Your grind makes them uneasy. Your growth reminds them of their own stagnant lives. So they go silent, they pull back, they watch, but they don't cheer. Get used to it. You have to become comfortable with grinding in the shadows. You have to get used to posting your work and hearing nothing but the sound of silence. Get used to having an empty seat at your table while you're cooking up your dreams, pouring everything you have into something that no one can see yet. Then, when the feast is ready, when you've served your success on a silver platter, they'll come crawling back. They'll act like they saw it coming all along. They'll pretend they supported you from the start. But deep down, you'll know the truth. They weren't in the kitchen with you. They just smelled the success and followed the scent. Picture this. You're running a marathon in the dead of night through a city that's asleep. No crowd, no cheering, no one to pat you on the back, just you and the road. And with every single painful step, you realize something vital. It's not the applause that keeps you going. It's the fire in your lungs, the steel in your spine, the grit that's been forged in the silence. That silence? It's your training ground. It's the crucible where your future self is being made. And when the race is over, when the finish line is crossed, that silence will be the echo of everything you've sacrificed, everything you've built on your own. Let them sleep on you. Let them doubt. Let them vanish when it matters. Because you're not building for applause, you're building for legacy. And legacies, they don't beg for validation. They stand the test of time without needing to be recognized every step of the way. So let the crowd be silent. Let the empty seats be reminders of the fire inside you that no one else can feel, but you're willing to burn for. Build anyway. Alone, if you must. Just never stop. You're building something that can't be measured by today's applause, by tomorrow's praise. You're building something that will echo long after they've forgotten to cheer. Number 5. Stop waiting for the right time. It's already too late to wait. You're not early. You're not late. You're living on borrowed time. Every second you spend thinking, doubting, waiting for the perfect moment to act, that's time you'll never get back. And guess what? You're bleeding potential. That right moment you've been chasing. It's a lie. It's a trap designed for people who are too scared to take that first step. You keep telling yourself you need more confidence, more clarity, more calm. But confidence doesn't come before the storm. It's built during the storm. You don't wait for the fire to be calm before you get in. You learn how to fight the flames while they're burning. The Stoic philosopher Cleanthes got it right. Lead me, Zeus, and you, fate, whithersoever you have assigned me. I shall follow without hesitation, but even if I do not, I shall come nonetheless. Life is moving forward, with or without your permission. You can delay, you can resist. But life doesn't care whether you feel ready. It's already dragging you into the storm, with or without your okay. And every second you spend hesitating, you lose more of yourself, your energy, your power, your drive. You're not preparing, you're hiding. Hiding behind research, hiding behind overthinking, hiding behind the lie that there's still more time. There isn't. The clock is ticking, and time isn't a luxury. It's a ruthless force that waits for no one. People died yesterday, leaving dreams still trapped in their lungs. They never took the chance. They thought there would be more time, but there wasn't. You're breathing right now. That's all the permission you need. You're not supposed to be perfect, not supposed to be flawless. What you're supposed to do is move. Now it's movement that will carve you into something bigger, something better. Not waiting for that perfect moment to arrive like some kind of fairy tale ending. You create your moment by doing. Visualize this. A train pulls out of the station and you're standing there thinking, I'll catch the next one. I'll jump on the next opportunity. But here's the hard truth. That train doesn't come back. That opportunity, it's gone. That version of you that almost started, it dies a quiet, unnoticed death. And you won't feel it until it's too late. Until the window slams shut. Until you're left standing on the platform with nothing but regret in your hands. That's when you'll realize that waiting for the right time means giving up your shot at something real. The time is now, not tomorrow, not when you feel fearless, not when the stars align or when people finally start believing in you. The time is right now, and you've already wasted enough time hoping someone else would push you. But here's the catch. You're the push. You're the spark. You're the damn fire that will ignite everything you've been sitting on. So stop waiting for a sign. Stop waiting for someone to hand you permission. Get uncomfortable. Fall flat on your face if you must. Mess it up. Start ugly. Start messy. But start. Because even the worst start will beat the perfect fantasy you've been imagining. It's time to stop playing it safe. To stop standing at the edge of possibility and wondering what could be. The moment to act? It's already here. It's already slipping away. You've waited long enough. It's time to burn. Burn the doubts. Burn the fear. Burn the illusion of perfection. Because the only thing left now is your fire, and it's time to let it roar. Nobody cares until you win. That's the hard truth you need to accept. It stings. It's uncomfortable. But once you come to terms with it, that's when the real transformation happens. You stop looking for validation. You stop waiting for people to notice your struggle. Instead, you get to work, alone, relentless, silent. And that's when you become dangerous. When you stop seeking permission, you begin to create. You become the force that can't be stopped. You're not waiting for the world to clap for you. You're building something that will demand attention whether they like it or not. This is the way of the Stoic, embracing the discomfort, knowing that the grind in silence is where real power is forged. It's about forging your path in the face of doubt, walking through the fire knowing your soul won't burn. The unshakable know that their worth isn't measured by applause or approval. They trust in the grind, the process, the relentless pursuit of their vision. And if you're still breathing, it's not too late. You haven't missed your window. You're just in time. Time to take back what's rightfully yours, your power, your control, your focus. Every second you waste, waiting for the perfect moment, is another second lost to fear, to hesitation, to doubt. But right now, you've got the chance to step into the arena and make the next move. The world doesn't need to believe in you because you believe in yourself, and that's all that matters. So if this message hit deep, if something inside you shifted, if you felt that spark ignite, like, comment, share and subscribe. This isn't just another video. This is your turning point, the moment where you realize that everything you've been waiting for is already inside you. Stop waiting. No one's coming to save you. But you have everything you need to save yourself. You're stronger than you think, and this is the start of your next chapter. Embrace it. Own it. Your journey begins now.